What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today we are here for week number 7 of the UPBA. We have finally tied our record at 3-3, but we're facing off against the undefeated Chicago Strength Saps, coached by Addison, aka Aquarius. Now, she is currently undefeated. I believe her differential is like plus 25. It's insane. And her team is so scary. I really don't understand how she got a team this good, especially considering the fact that she has an Uber. Her team is ridiculous, but let's go ahead and jump into it. Of course, guys, if you are new, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to leave a like on the video as well if you haven't already. And also, if you want to skip the team builder, there is a timestamp on the screen and in the description to skip the team builder. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Starting off with the matchup. Her team, Origin Form Giratina. Levitates, immunity to normal and to fighting. 3 immunities on this thing is incredible. It's insanely bulky. 150 HP, 100 in both of its defenses, and 120 in both of its attacks is ridiculous. Great coverage. Its stabs are like Dragapult, and honestly, it is so damn good. On top of that, she has a Celesteela and a Clefable to round out the Fairy Dragon Steel core, a Terrakion, Starmie, Diggersby, and Salazzle as another offensive core there is terrifying, 2 of which get momentum and force a lot of problems for a lot of different teams. Honestly, this team is terrifying. And then she has the Guzzlord, which is, a Pokemon. It could do some things. It is a immunity to Psychic, which is good to know, and it is bulky as hell, and knowing her, she probably is going to bring it against me, but hey, it is what it is. Then there is a Togedemaru, which is, not very important, a Wishy-Washy, and a Carpink also, which are not very important. Honestly, looking at this, and this is one of the reasons why I made a bunch of transactions. Conkeldurr, look at Conkeldurr against this team. Conkeldurr kind of neutralizes Terrakion or Diggersby if they're not Trouble Berry and they've taken like any points of health. Any points of damage at least, which is insane. And if I can get some paralysis or I have enough speed investments on my Conkeldurr, I can outspeed a lot of these threats, like something like a Celesteela, like a Clefable, even like, depending on the set, a Diggersby. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into it, starting off with our first mon. And by the way, you're going to notice something new. We are actually going with 100% Life Orb, baby. Everything has a Life Orb today. Starting off with our Life Orb Victini. Captain Jack is here. We are rocking Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam, Blue Flare, and Scorching Sands. We're fully special this week because I want to take advantage of the breaking potential this thing has on the special side. Yes, there's a Giratina, but I don't want... I feel like it's going to be more physically defensive and specially defensive to handle a lot of different things. To handle hits from my Conkeldurr, handle hits from my Scizor, etc. It doesn't really need much special bulk, so I felt like going with special was the way to go in this case. We do have quite a few ways to hit the Giratina, whether it's Shadow Ball or Dazzling Gleam, but D-Gleam helps me out with the Terrakion, and Shadow Ball helps me out with the Starmie as well, and it just feels like it's a bit better than just running Thunderbolt, which has an immunity in something like the Diggersby, but again, it's also immune to, well, Shadow Ball. But at least Starmie is hit super effectively at least Giratina and Starmie rather are hit super effectively by Shadow Ball, which is good to know. Blue Flare is generic good damage against basically everything outside of like Guzzlord, Terrakion, Starmie, and Salazzle and Giratina, which again I've covered for all of them with Dazzling Gleam, but I also have Scorching Sands, which is great for random switch-ins, but also it hits the Salazzle for 4 times effective damage, which should do enough to get the KO on that thing. We have enough speed on this set for the, what is it for? It is the Giratina, that's what it is. It's Giratina that we need speed for, and again, Life Orb just breaks this team so damn well. Our next mon is going to be the Doctor, our Dragapult, coming after an insane come-from-behind win last week with the Pult. It is back once again, and we are here to put in work once again with the Life Orb. Curse Body this week because I don't need Clear Body in this matchup. I really don't. There's no webs, there's no Intimidate, nothing like that. And then there was Infiltrator, and Infiltrator could be kind of cool for like sub-Seed Steela, but I don't think it's going to be that. I think Addison knows that running sub is kind of a bad idea against the Pult, considering that I have Infiltrator, so I think that she's going to be saying, you know what, none of that, and because of that, Curse Body is the way to go. In general, this set is fantastic. Dragon Pulse does so much damage to everything. Hex is fantastic. I get the burns and paralysis off on her team, which is really important, and then Draco Meteor is there just for like a nuke that I have, and then Will-O-Wisp just hits her team for good damage. Burning Celesteela, Terrakion, Diggersby, Guzzlord even all have their uses, which is very, very nice. Even not Celesteela, Giratina, because it has the chance to be running the physical sets, which is very scary with like Poltergeist, Shadow Sneak, and Dragon Claw, all very scary. I think Special is a bit better in this matchup, but mix at the very least could definitely come. In general, the speed we have on this set allows me to outspeed the Salazzle. Life Orb pressures everything, and if I can burn the Dragon Resist, oh my god, we're in such a good shape with our Life Orb Hex against everything. Our next mod is when we don't blink the Mamoswine. We're running enough speed on this set for the Bunny, the Diggersby. Icicle Crash is fantastic in this matchup. The only resists really are going to be like Starmie and Salazzle, both of which don't really affect, well, There's obviously other resists, but I'm not really going to count the Togedemaru, to be honest. Either way, Starmie and Salazzle are the only real resists on this team, and I can fire off an Earthquake to just nuke those things, or a Knockoff in the Starmie's case. Knockoff, good support. Ice Shard is fantastic priority against the Diggersby, also against Giratina Origin Form. If it's like max HP, we actually can 3 a KO with the Ice Shard, which is awesome. And because of the investment that we have in our attack, and because of the investment that we have in our HP, not much obviously, but we're able to take hits from like Shadow Sneak from the Giratina Origin, which is super good. And that thing's only way to recover up is going to be specifically Rest. Moving on though, this Pokemon is great by the way. Thick Fat is there also for the Salazzle as the main thing. I don't need Oblivious on this set, so Thick Fat it is. Our next mon is going to be Davros, our Nidoking here with the Life Orb. Again, Sludge Wave, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, and Earth Power. Fantastic set this week. Really, really strong against a lot of different things. If I can outspeed something, I'm basically getting a 2 KO on something, which is awesome, as long as I get the right prediction. We do a shit ton of damage to Celesteela. We like Oko Clef depending on the set. We do amazing damage to Terrakion. We can rip through Starmie if it's not defensive, or Spadef. We can do a ton of damage to Diggersby with the Ice Beam. Salazzle doesn't appreciate obviously taking the hit. Guzzlord is going to take a decent amount of damage from Ice Beam, and Giratina O can be 2 KO'd from the Ice Beam if it's not a specially defensive set. So very, very important here. Again, speed on this thing, same as the Mamoswine, which is there for the Diggersby. This set is pretty important too. We also do take, we take a Jolly Terrax Earthquake as well from full. That's why we have our investment in our defense and not in our HP to take that hit, just in case it is a Scarf Earthquake. Our next mon is going to be the Master of the Conkeldurr. This Pokemon is insane this week. We're running Life Orb, Sheer Force on 2 mons. Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Poison Jab, and Mach Punch. I could definitely go Iron Fist, and Iron Fist is really a good option here because it gets me the boost on the Mach Punch. But the only reason to go with Iron Fist over Sheer Force is specifically for Mach Punch, which is only there for the Diggersby. Well, that's not why Mach Punch is there, but it's the reason why I want to run Iron Fist is because of the Diggersby. Because now, because we're Life Orb Sheer Force, we don't actually OHKO Diggersby from full with the Mach Punch, which is important to note. But if it's taken like any chip, we do get the KO on it, which is absolutely huge, and that's pretty important. If she decides to go with the Life Orb set, then after like 2 hits, it'll be in range 100% of the Life Orb Mach Punch, which is awesome. The investment is a little bit weird on this set, but it basically allows me to take a modest Giratina's Draco Meteor after rocks. We do take a Banded Jolly Diggersby Earthquake from full, and we take any non-boosted Starmie attack, and we take a Timid Starmie's Life Orb Psyshock. If it's specifically a Psychic and it's Life Orb, we won't take it, but I don't think it's going to be offensive this week. But I wouldn't be surprised if she would be offensive. Either way, this Pokemon usually will get 1 KO before it goes down, but it won't be staying around too long, I don't think. Especially if the Terrakion and the Diggersby don't come, I probably won't keep this thing around very often. And if I get burnt, that's so unfortunate because I'm not running Guts this week. Our next and final mon is going to be Rory, our Heliolisk. This is really helpful for the Starmie because it has Dry Skin. It also hits this team for really good damage with Thunderbolt, Surf, and Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse for the Giratina, for the Guzzlord, and that's really it. I have Thunderbolt for basically everything else outside of specifically the Diggersby and the Salazzle, I guess, and I guess the Terrakion too, considering that Surf hits them for really good damage. There is a Togedemaru, but it's a Togedemaru, and I have Surf still, which is good enough. So watch me talk all this shit and then lose to Togedemaru, considering she hasn't brought it, I think. But yeah, the investment we have on the set is there for the Terrakion, and that is going to be it for our team for this week's battle. I'm hoping we can get the W. It would be very nice if we could, but obviously this is not the best team I could possibly bring. I'm saving that in case we play in the playoffs, because I think that is definitely a possibility considering our trend we're on right now and our last few matchups. I feel like we have a good shot because of the change that we made to our team. So that is going to be it for the team builder for this week's battle. Hopefully it works out well. Comment salad down below if you actually know salad dressing specifically. Yeah, I don't know why salad dressing, but just do it if you have made it this far into the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, of course, and let's go ahead and jump into the battle. What the fuck? Hi everyone, welcome back. Not at all what I expected. No Clef is cool. There's a Carbink instead, and if I ran Steel Wing for that thing, it would have been so nice, but I did not. So we're back. This is the team that Addison brings for the battle. A little surprising, but it is Addison. So are we really that surprised? So there is a Giratina, there is a Clefable, a Celesteela, there is the Diggersby, there is a Starmie. No Salazzle is cool. There is a Wishy-Washy. Thankfully I have Thunder Punch over Drain Punch, and then there is a Carbink. What the actual fuck? I don't know. Okay, what do we think the lead is going to be here? Possibly Starmie, possibly Carbink. Against Carbink, I have Rory, which is nice. I can surf that thing. I think in general, Rory's a solid lead, unless she leads specifically with the Diggersby. Yeah. That's right. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna lead off with this here. I don't think she leads Diggersby. And if she does, I mean, she got me. She got me. But if it's Scarf, it'll outspeed me. If it's not Scarf, I will outspeed it. And Heliolisk should get the KO. So, Diggers B, level 50. We will... Actually, it's not guaranteed to KO with Surf, unfortunately, which is not great, but it definitely puts it in range. I'm so confused with this team, and we're probably going to lose to a Carbink, but Life Orb everything, here it is, Sardine, and that is going to be this thing. Okay, that's not bad for me at all. Does this thing, Wishy-Washy, get Earthquake? It does get Earthquake. I can go for a Thunderbolt on this. Wishy-Washy, wrong Wishy-Washy form, Wishy-Washy, let's say defensive, 50. Thunderbolt has a chance to OHKO from full. I can just go hard for the Thunderbolt here, which I think I kind of just want to do. If it goes for Earthquake, it goes for Earthquake. Just fire off the Thunderbolt. And if she stays in and goes for a Surf or something, or she stays in right here, well, we're going to have Thunderbolt off. Do we KO this thing? It is Assault Vest. It is AV. And there's the Earthquake, and that's going to get the KO right away on my Heliolisk. Damn. That is Assault Vest as hell. Okay, does Earthquake have a roll to KO if it's like not... Yeah, even with no investment, it just always KOs. That's rough. That's very rough. I can go into... How much does Davros do to this thing? Nidoking with Thunderbolt. And Heliolisk with Thunderbolt does 61 to 73 if it's Assault Vest. So that's like especially defensive with Assault Vest too. So we have to use a physical attack for this. Conk is possible. Thunder Punch will destroy it, so I can go into Conk here. Question is, what does she go into? I just gotta go for the Thunder Punch. I just gotta go for it. Against Carbink, we Poison Jab. But Thunder Punch is pretty free here. Maybe she thinks she takes the hit. But we are Life Orb Sheer Force. So we'll do big damage to everything. Which is nice. And we don't take recoil damage from the Life Orb because we have the Sheer Force. Unless we go for Mach Punch specifically. Damn. I mean, I guess I didn't bring a ground immunity, which kind of sucks. That's one of the issues. My team is really offensive, and we do get the KO here, which is nice. But my team is really offensive, and as good as that is, it's a bit problematic when my team has no ground immunity for my best Pokemon. My absolute best of the best isn't a ground immunity. I have the Galar Moltres as a ground immunity, but it's not in the top tier of Pokemon that I have right now. Considering I have Conkeldurr, Nidoking, Dragapult, Victini, Mamoswine, Scizor. Okay, and we're going to see Valentine come out, which is the Celesteela. Okay, so let's take a look at Celesteela calcs, because I'm pretty sure we take the hit, unless it's modest. Even if it is modest, we take the Air Slash, and Thunder Punch, if it's offensive, gets the KO. So I'm just going to go for the Thunder Punch here. She probably knows our set. Maybe she's Wakanberry. Either way, getting Chip on Steela is very nice. Problem is losing this for the Diggersby is a little unfortunate. We see the Air Slash come out. It does connect. Is it going to be Specs or something, or Life Orb? It is not. So we are going to be able to get big damage off on this thing. Thunder Punch comes out. That is going to do a lot. And it's Wakanberry, weakness policy? No, it's Leaf Leftovers. Okay. How much does Leftovers, or what is this called? Mach Punch do this thing? It's max HP probably. It does about a quarter. I'm switching out. I can go into Davros, I can go Victini. I think Victini's solid here. What does it force in? Victini kind of forces in Starmie. Forces in Giratina. I can go into Mamo. Well, Conk took... What did Conk take? Conk took... Let's go back. Conk took 108. 108 from this. Let's take away this. Let's take away the modest nature. And Air Slash doing 108. That makes sense for no investment. So if I go into Mamoswine, Air Slash will never KO me. If I go into Nidoking, it will never 2 KO me. I kind of think that's the play going into Nidoking here. I don't need HP on this. And honestly, losing Heliolisk really, really hurts now because I don't have to be I don't have a Starmie immunity. A water immunity, actually. So we're going to see what is she going to go for. Air Slash again. This one connects. And this one will be doing about what we expect, which is fine. And we see the other leftovers. So what comes in here is the question. Is it going to be Starmie? Is it going to be Diggersby? It's possibly Diggersby. I mean, if Diggersby's Scarf, I think it's a good time for it to come in. I can go for the Ice Beam right away on the prediction. You can also go into Carbink. I feel like she kind of wants to keep this around, outspeed something, get a KO. I'm going to go for the Ice Beam here. And we're banking on a switch. We're trying to see her play aggressive. Big Kahuna. Beautiful. We catch the thing with an Ice Beam, get the KO on it as well. That is absolutely massive for us to start this game here. It is. Oh my god. You savage. You savage. What is this team? Oh, Addison, you savage. Spadef, AV, Diggersby. You absolute monster. What have you done? What have you done? I thought this was going to be Giratina. But I don't know. I guess we see a quick attack come out. That's fine. It's going to do what? A decent chunk? Yeah, it's a decent chunk. Now we can go for the Ice Beam and get the KO on this. Yep. Beautiful. So at least the Diggersby goes down, meaning no electric immunity. So she's at like 40-ish% with Celesteela. Diggersby gone. Wishy-Washy gone. Starmie's at full. Giratina's at full. Carbank's at full. I kind of want to keep this around because I outspeed 2 of the Pokemon on this team guaranteed. Possibly even Giratina depending on the set. But in comes the Starmie. Very, very clear. Let's see. What am I going into? I can go into Captain Jack here. I don't really need it anymore. Like, it's nice to have, but like it doesn't really do anything for me. It takes a hit, I guess, from the Starmie. Let's take a look actually about that. Starmie, offensive, let's say not Life Orb, against Victini. Hydro Pump is a roll to KO me. It's a roll in my favor. It's like 12.5% chance to KO. Surf, never KOs. And Shadow Ball is a chance to OHKO it. What is not important anymore? As much as I like Conkeldurr here, I don't think Conk has a lot of utility for me. So I'm going to go and sack off the Conkeldurr, right? Yeah, we'll sack off the Conkeldurr. And we'll be able to figure out what kind of set this is. If this thing is like Rabbit Spin with Meteor Beam, I'll be kind of salty, but it is what it is. We're going to see the Psyshock come out, which is fine. So this will get the KO on the Conkeldurr. So down goes the Conk. Conk did good. Got a KO on Wishy-Washy. Really broke down the Celesteela, which is nice. I can go into the Doctor here, which is interesting, but it doesn't really help out much. I think Captain Jack is the play, because then it's in range of Ice Shard from the... it's definitely in range of Ice Shard. Huh. There is Carbank, but Carbank's going to be, like, defensive as fucking hell. And it's going to... I mean, how much does Carbank take? Carbank. Spadef against Victini. It takes 31 to 38 if it's Spadef. I can go into Pult and Will-O-Wisp. I think going Captain Jack is the play. But no matter what happens, like right now we're really not looking good because the Giratina is at max HP. It's going to take any one hit from anything we have. It can Shadow Sneak to outspeed things. It's going to outspeed a lot in general. So I think I'll go for the Shadow Ball here just to get some damage off if it stays in. Again, Hydro Pump, if it's not a boosting item, is a 12% chance to KO. It's like 2 rolls to KO. I will drop to the Life Orb recoil, of course, but it is still something. And we won't get the KO on this, unfortunately, unless we get a max roll and has no Spadef investment. We do put it in range of basically everything else. Question, though, is this thing going to be Meteor Beam right now? That is the question. We want to play offensively, and she brought a team that was much fatter than expected, and it's, I mean, taking chip on things, like losing our Heliolisk early on kind of sucks, but it is what it is. What are we going to see switch in here? Giratina or Snowcone? That's going to be the Carbank. So we managed to get some chip off on this, which is nice. That seems like it did. Oh, it's a crit. That's why. Okay, let's go for the... It's leftovers, right? Yeah, so let's say we're going to see a... What are we going to see here? A Power Gem come out? Power Gem. I can go into... I mean, this thing has Earth Power, right? This thing has Earth Power? It does get Earth Power. How much is Earth Power going to do to my... I mean, we're 46 points of health. We're not going to take that hit. I think the main focus has to be to like weaken as much as possible, because this thing kind of hard checks my Pult, and that's an issue. So we're going to go for the Scorching Sands and try and do about 31 to 36% to this Pokemon here. Maybe get a burn as well, because that'd be very nice for Hex. We get the burn as well, so if it's a physical move, then we're in a really good shape here. Stealth Rock. I'm fine with that. It's not great, obviously, but I'm fine with it. Okay. So burn does negate the leftovers recovery, which is awesome. How much does Sneak do to Victini here? Nope, not Sneak. We want to go to Giratina Origin, the physical attacker. level 50. Sneak does 56 points of health at the very most, and we do about half, no, 40 to 46 to max HP. So let's go for another Sans here. So we'll get a nice Sans chip off on this thing, which is nice. Don't get the KO, unfortunately. We should take this next hit, by the way. Yep, Power Gem comes out. We will take this hit. Not well, but we'll take it. Okay. And then I can go for a Shadow Ball. Let the Starmie come in, get the KO on me, and we move on. Let's go for the Shadow Ball here. That burn was nice. The crit was nice as well because it took away a 4 KO and made it into a 3 KO. Or a potential 4 KO, rather. And Shadow Ball, and that'll be a KO on the Carbink. Go Victini! Yeah, go Victini. We have the Celesteela still, which is a little annoying. We still have one more hit of rocks, I believe. Yeah. Because 53 times 4 is going to be in the 200s, and we're in 183, so it's not going to do as much. But I imagine it's going to be Starmie coming in here. Starmie's just going to go for an attack and get the KO. Spadef, like, I mean, that Diggersby would have died. I'm so confident. It would have died if it was a normal Diggersby, right? So Dino King against Diggersby. It would have been enough to guarantee the KO. So, okay, right now we're going to find out, does this thing have Shadow Sneak? And the answer is going to be yes. Yes, it does. There it is. So down goes Victini here. I'm surprised that she didn't go into... Surprised by that a bit. I can go into Don't Blink here. If it's modest, we're going to outspeed it. But either way, like, I go into this regardless. I kind of have to. This Pokemon's going to rip me a new one. It's crazy how good this Pokemon is. Giratina. Nope, wrong Giratina. Giratina offensive. Let's say physical attacker level 50 against my Dragapult. Sneak does and not enough to KO me. Draco KOs max HP, which is nice. Giratina against my Mamoswine. Let's say it's like Poltergeist doesn't KO me. I mean, Poltergeist has a roll to KO me after rocks. It's one roll to kill me after rocks if it's adamant. If she is modest, let's say, going for Draco, I believe this will always KO me always KO me. If she is not like modest, then we'll actually take the hit, which is cool. I can go for Ice Shard here, which will get shit to put in range of Dragon Pulse. Because there's a Starmie and there's a... How much does Starmie take? I have 19 seconds left. How much does Starmie take from Hex without anything? Starmie, offensive, Hex, level 50. It's enough to KO, actually. It's 60. Yeah, so as long as you have speed. So I think my play here is going to be to go for the Ice Shard to put it in range of Hex. She switches out. It's probably slower. Okay. Huh. Okay, we see a Celesteela. I believe Celesteela is like fully defensive based on that. Celesteela defensive. Well, 50, let's say fully defensive. Hold against my Mamoswine. We have to go for Crash here. Problem is with Pult, I can never go for Draco freely. If it's Starmie and the Giratina left, I can't. I have to go for Hex, unfortunately. Hopefully it's not Scarf Starmie. Hard switch into the Starmie. If I went for knockoff there, oh my god, I would be in such a good shape. And we miss anyways. That's so bad. That's so bad. Let's go into Davros here, sacking it off. That's so bad. That really is unfortunate. Oh, if I had knockoff there. If I go for knockoff. There's the Surf, and let's look at the KO. And we can go into Dragapult now. Click Hex a bunch of times, see what happens. She played really well in the endgame here. Played really well in the endgame. Starmie was just such a honestly, Starmie over the Giratina was the scariest Pokemon for me to deal with. Just the speed it has is terrifying for my team, and the fact that it has coverage for basically everything is tough. So I can go for the Hex here. How much does Starmie take from Starmie offensive, level 50. Yeah, we have to go for the Hex here. If it's Kasibberry, it's Kasibberry. Like, what are you gonna do? We'll see. Takes the hit, so be it. Hopefully it's not Scarfed, it's not Kasibberry, it's not Assault Vest. I can just get the KO on it. She switches out. So going into this, oh my god, if I click knockoff. So down goes this thing. I can go for Draco if we see the Giratina come in. 133 is what we're at. Dragapult against Giratina. Nope, wrong Giratina. Giratina. Not Girafarig. Giratina. If it's max HP, Dragapult always KOs with Draco. If it's Nature, Sneak always does a maximum of 128. I believe we're at 136 or something like that is what I saw. I also messed up, I just realized I messed up my EVs on my Pult. I shouldn't have had 171, I should have had 169 in my HP, so I would take one less point of health from Life Orb. But I think she now realizes we're mono Life Orb, so that is something to note. I tried to be, I think I played really aggressively with some switches here, just not, I think what I should have done rather was just get damage off on certain things. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We see Rat come in, which is going to be the Giratina. We're going to go for the Draco here, and hope and pray. So let's go for the Draco. How much would Rocks do to me? There's the Sneak. How much investment do you have? Okay, we take this hit, we don't take the next one, unfortunately. I think that means we lose the game. Well, there goes the Giratina, there goes the Great Wall, down in one hit. But sadly, there are rocks up. Okay, so when we look at Starmie, you're at -2, excuse me. Hex is my best shot. We lose this game here. If we hit the Ice Crash, I believe we actually won the game. Let's go for the Hex. Unless this is Scarf, of course. If it's Scarf, it's Scarf. I can't do anything about it. If I Phantom Force here too, oh my god, it would have been so good. Or Sucker Punch even. But managing to keep this as a 1-0 is kind of crazy. And it is not Scarf. Do we get a crit here? Crit would guarantee us the win right now. No crit. And unfortunately, that is going to be a loss, a 1-0 loss to Addison. I believe this is the first time she actually has a game that's not like a 3-0 win in her favor or something. So we have not Nidoking, it's Mamoswine. Mamoswine against Starmie. How much do we do to this thing? Ice Shard is 19 to 22. Crit is not enough. How much does Surf do to us? We're at 146 at the maximum. Well, even then, it's after Rocks too. There's like no investment at all. It always KOs me still. Okay, it has no investment. Is there a chance? I mean, if it's no investment, if it's modest or something, which I don't think it is, we outspeed, but crit Ice Shard does not do it. You know what's funny? If we connected the Ice Crash, we won the game. That's so unfortunate. No way. Oh my god, if we hit the Ice Crash, we won the game. It was a crit too. So unfortunate. Well, it's only fair. We sadly, no, not sadly, I'll take it. In the playoffs in, what is it called? In the playoffs in, what was it? What was the league we were in before? UCL? UBL? UBL. In the playoffs in UBL, we hacked her a little bit. So it's only fair she gets it back. And it's like a miss. It happens. I should have gone for the knockoff anyways, the safer play. Putting everything in range of Pult, which is nice. Just want to keep the Mamoswine around, but it is what it is. Well, I'll take it. But 1-0 loss, sadly. It is what it is. It happens. I mean, I'm not too broken about it. We brought a team full of Life Orb Pokemon. I wasn't really expecting it to win here. I know she wanted to bring a team. Oh, I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty confident that she didn't bring her A game because there's a potential that we can play in the playoffs. But the fact that this is a 1-0, I will definitely take. We have a chance still to make it to, well, the playoffs. Our record is still really good, so Fingers crossed we can get it done. I do want to give a shout out to our YouTube channel members. Shout out to all of them. Our level 1 specifically are Liv, Eric, we have Zeke, we have Michael Brown, and we have Texas Man 21 are level 1. Shout out to them. Our level 2s are Crunch Games and Tone. Our level 3 is Sully. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to check out Addison on her side of the battle. Link is in the description. GG's, and I will see you all next time.